GC Gamer here, and this is another episode of Football Manager 2016 Up to Pompey. Now, we've got some really good news, we've got some mixed news, and we've got some absolutely great news. So I'm not sure what you want first. But one thing I would like to go straight into is how much I love the board. Dom Dowell, you are a legend. Now, the reason I love the board is for the following. This is a screenshot I took, and just before the transfer window closed, the board gave me 3.03 million for transfer budget. Absolutely outstanding. Which means, if we go and look at our transfer history, we were able to sign a few new players since we last had an episode. We finished the last episode, and we still had a few players who were potentially coming in. One of those was Ricardo Bagadur. We ended up getting him, and he hasn't really played that much, partly due to injury, partly due to because I feel like I've got better choices. Also, we unfortunately had to let go of Daniel Bachmann. That was one of the biggest stories of the summer for the transfer window, and even though the season had started, we had to let him go. Unfortunately, the problem was he was wanted by Sheffield United, who are really a better team than we are, and we couldn't really reject their request. Also, I had a few ideas of what I wanted to do with that, and one of those ideas was to get Matt Ingram in. Matt Ingram has been playing pretty well this season so far, and I'm pretty happy with him. We also got a few other signings, again, raiding the French market. Teddy Bouriaud is a potential player for the future, a centre midfielder who could be really good in the future. Um, Not as good as what we've currently got, but still, sixth in line isn't too bad. We also got in Nali Rasamoel, probably pronouncing that wrong. Again, one for the future. Jan Karamor, another striker for the future. Anton Bernard, another attacking midfielder or striker who could be really good in the future. And Jonas Payet, again a player who could be really good in the future and already has a pretty decent rating compared to the rest of my players. So all of these players are future players, but there is one I missed out if you saw, and this took the chunk of my 3 million. 1.8 million for Ronaldo Jonker. He is a left back, and he has pretty good stats right now. Decent pace, he's improving all the time. He's only 19 years old, a young Dutch kid. Came from France playing for LOSC, which is Lille. And really, I would like to see him in the club for years and years to come. So right now, he is very well suited to Sky Bet Championship, but his ability is potentially 5 stars, which means he could definitely be a Premier League player. I think he's got all the attributes for being a good left back. Going forward, maybe his crossing isn't as good as it could be, and dribbling as well. But defensively, tackling, even though it's pretty low right now, I think he could improve that quite a lot, considering he's 19 years old and he's going to get lots of first team football. Um, for the Sky Bet Championship, he's played 8 games with an average rating of 7.16, which really shows that my faith in him has been rewarded so far. Apart from that, there's no other signings in. Cameron Carter Vickers is our third loanee from Tottenham. He is a very, very good player for this level. He's well suited to Premier Division footballer, but right now he is second choice or first choice right back, potentially second choice depending on how I'm feeling with Hayden White, but he can also play as a centre back, which is where he's been playing most of his games if we look at his form. So you'll notice he played right back against Burton, but centre back for the majority of the time. He's a player where if I could actually sign him at the end of his loan, that would be absolutely outstanding because he's a great, great prospect and he's English, which always helps. But because of all those transfers, let's have a quick look at the finance. You'll see we're a little bit in debt, 600,000 in the red. It's not too bad considering we're in the championship and at the end of the season the finances always rise, and hopefully things will change in the near future. The problem is they could well change for the worse. You can see in the league we are not doing so well. We're 19th in the league. 14 points from 14 games is not good enough. If you look at our position chart, we started off the season decently well, and then we slowly went down, had a turn up in form, and have been going back down. If we look at the schedule, this is reflected pretty obviously. Last time I left you out, we just played against Tottenham and lost, and we were getting ready for the Sky Bet Championship match against Hull. We lost 2-0, unfortunately. Hull are a really good team, so I wasn't too bothered, and we returned with a 2-0 win over Colchester in the Capital One Cup. However, we couldn't turn that form around and put it in the championship as we lost again 4-0. This time, no goals, and the problem was we couldn't score in the championship. Things started to turn around a little bit where we went on a run of form that was pretty decent. A 1-1 draw at Reading, a 2-0 win against Watford, Jordan Siabachu getting his first goal in a competitive game for the club, and then following on with goals in the next two games, with Ryan Kent also getting in the goals. We then had a downfall with a 1-1 draw at Leeds, and then 4 losses in a row with only 2 goals during that time, Jordan Siabachu and Kenneth McAvoy. We got a couple of wins under our belt to turn things around, but unfortunately, as you can see, our form just isn't consistent enough. Again, losing 3 games on the trot and getting ready to play Yeovil at home. Now, the thing with Yeovil at home is, in my opinion, it's a game we should win. Yeovil are 23rd in the league, we're 19th in the league, we have much better players. The only bad thing is Ibrahimi has been out all season, and Kenneth McAvoy is also currently out with injuries. Good news about Yeovil is Giulio Pelezoglu, who's currently on loan from us, has been playing all season, but he can't play against us because he's loan tied. So hopefully in our next match we can get that win. Right now, if we look back at our squad, we can see that the selection info, we can see the average rating. Pritchard has been playing really well. Cartman has played well whenever he has. Vickers, also a very good player. Domenico has been second choice left back, so he hasn't always been playing. Rossiter, again on loan, always playing well. And we've had quite a few players playing decent. I mean, if you look at basically half our squad has been playing over a 7 rating. However, we need to turn those good performances into goals and wins. Unfortunately, we don't seem to score many goals. The top scorer right now after 15 games is Jordan Siabachu with 4 goals, Ryan Kent with 3, and to be honest, in a league like the Championship, you need a larger variety of players scoring, and you need the top goal scorer to have a lot more goals at this point of the season. 7 out of 14 would be what I would expect at least for the best player at the club. Unfortunately, some of these players who I've wanted to give chances to just haven't shone when they've been given a chance. Joe Kobo, who I love so much, hasn't really shown what he's capable of when he has been given a chance, which meant that his playing time has been relatively cut short, with only 1 start in the last couple of months, and that was against Watford, where he played in centre midfield. So really I'm looking for some of these players who are on the fringe of the squad to really push for a first team place and try to get in the first team squad. So, with 19th in the Championship, there's a long way to go for the season, but to be honest, I don't think that's really bad for our first season here. The board are pleased with my management, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Really, all the board want me to do, if we look at the competition performance, is they want me to avoid relegation. They don't want me to get involved in the relegation battle, and currently we're on course for that. So the most important thing is to consolidate this season. Even though I'd love to get back to promotions, go up into the Premier League, it just isn't going to happen at this point of time. So, hopefully, if you keep on watching, you'll see an upturn in form. You'll see this guy, Alex Pritchard, really lead the charge, hopefully, in the next few games, and not only play excellent as he has been, but get more goals, more assists, and start to spearhead, hopefully, the turnaround, which will start at Yeovil, and hopefully continue all the way until January, when we can maybe get in a few new signings. So, once again, thank you for watching another episode of Football Manager 2016 Up the Pompey. Please like, comment and subscribe for more Football Manager 2016 action.